Well, good afternoon, everyone. What a beautiful day. It certainly wasn't like this yesterday, so we feel very fortunate to have the beautiful sunshine and the nice temperatures and all, and we're particularly glad to have all of you here. I do want to welcome everyone to this special celebration of this beautiful new landmark for Louisiana Tech campus, Aspire. And thank you all for being here. Your presence represents what this event, what this piece of art, and what this day means to you. And Aspire represents what each one of you mean to Louisiana Tech. This magnificent sculpture and plaza were planned for and designed to reflect the presence and contributions of each and every individual on this campus, past, present, and future. The sculpture's design reflects the history, our traditions, the connections to the historic campus, and our beloved Lady of the Mist fountain, while including materials and design elements and prism of colors that reflect a more inclusive and diverse future for which we all aspire. And as we seek a stronger community, a stronger state, and a stronger nation, our Tech family is determined to lead by example. Aspire stands as a symbol and a reminder of our promise and our responsibility to work harder than ever to create opportunities for all. I've already seen the Aspire Plaza function as a gathering space. It was special to walk through the day after this was first completed and see a family and a group of students out sitting around and enjoying the plaza. And I see it every day. It's a place where we can create new traditions and renew old friendships. Aspire was created utilizing funds set aside from 4 major construction projects on our campus. And that is the renovation of University Hall over on this corner, the addition to the College of Business building, which is this wing right here that was added to our College of Business building, the construction of Tech Point, located right there where the companies are located, and our integrated engineering and science building that's located right over here. So it's most fitting that Aspire reflects the historic and the new, the arts and technology, innovation and collaboration. I'm glad that it has served to bring representatives from all of those areas here today. So I want to thank a few people that were a big part of making all of this happen. But first, I want to recognize our president of Student Government Association, Kiara Bombard, doing a tremendous job in providing leadership. But the students are why we're here, and thank you, Kiara. We had a couple of special alumni. In fact, they happened to be two classmates of mine, Tim and Elaine Petrus, who were Tower Medallion recipients at our last graduation exercise, that played a big role in making this happen. Certainly the gifts through the Louisiana Tech University Foundation and many of our alumni. As you look at the landscape around our campus, you'll see some consistency and some beauty and interesting elements, and that has been guided by Jeff Carbo with Carbo Landscape Architecture, and I believe Danielle Griffin is here today to represent Jeff Carbo, who couldn't be here. Triad Builders did so much to develop the site and also to build this beautiful plaza, and Tom Jones is here today representing Triad. Tom, thank you. When we decided to take the percent of the arts money from 4 different projects and put it into one piece of art, I don't know that that had been done before, but we asked permission from the Percent for the Arts group, and we have some of them here today, and Kristin Sanders is the Assistant Secretary of the Office of Cultural Development, and I'll introduce her in just a few minutes to make some remarks. Scott Finch is a director. We worked a lot with him, and April Bayham, a project manager who's here today, and LaToya Dodson, who is also here today. So thank you all for driving up from South Louisiana to be here. We have representatives of our state's Arts Council, and Darden Gladney and Patty Nelson and Henry Price, and we thank them. Our Ruston Main Street Director and Cultural District Coordinator, Amy Stegall, and Pam Atchison of the Shreveport Regional Arts Council, and Barry Stevens of the Northeast Regional Arts Council. I want to particularly thank our internal group that reviewed all of the proposals and gave consideration to what this really needed to look like. Sam Wallace and his tireless work here all throughout this project. Brooks Hull, Corey Stegall, Karl Puljak, Mike Walpole, Ryan Richard, and Carrie Flournoy. And certainly our city mayor, Ronnie Walker, has been an integral part of all of this activity, including helping us do some of the utility work on this site. And I particularly thank our students, faculty, and staff for your patience while we work to increase the accessibility from our main campus here to the Enterprise campus. And it really was not accessible before we did all of this, but this is really helping to improve accessibility all across our campus. We're real fortunate to have the Secretary of the Louisiana Department of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism that has been so integral in things up in North Louisiana. He could not be here today, Billy Nungesser, but I wanted to thank him for all the things that he's done. He's been here many times and been very supportive of our activities. And he asked Kristin Sanders, the Assistant Secretary of the Office of Cultural and Development, to be here today. And so I invite her to come forward and make some remarks. Kristin, thank you. A Louisiana Tech alumnus.
Well, thank you, Dr. Guice. And as a Tech alum, I always love an opportunity to come back here and walk campus and relive good memories and see the changes that are being made. And what an incredible addition to campus. As you said, I now have the honor of overseeing the Office of Cultural Development under the Lieutenant Governor, which includes historic preservation, archaeology, French language, the Chapelite Heritage Area, and then the Division of the Arts. Since 1977, the Louisiana Division of the Arts has been the state agency charged with the maintenance and development of the state's artistic and cultural assets. It's our responsibility to support established arts institutions, nurture new arts organizations and artists, and our overall cultural economy, and encourage the expansion of audiences and stimulate public participation in the arts. Some of our major programs include Folklife, our artist grants, cultural districts, accessibility and arts education, and the Percent for Art program, which brings us here today. The Louisiana legislature established the Percent for Art program in 1999 because they declared it a public policy of the state to foster culture and the arts and to encourage the development of artists and craftsmen. So as a result, they mandated that 1% of all state funds used on a building project for a state building has to be dedicated to the creation or restoration and installation of a work of art. And that work of art can go inside a building or outside on its grounds. And as Dr. Guice said, we did an unusual thing here where we combined those 4 projects to make a very, very impactful piece. Louisiana is one of 28 states in the country that has a Percent for Art program. And by design, these programs endeavor to shape and project the identity of a public property and create permanent installations that can appreciate and value over time. Since its establishment, we've taken remarkable strides in developing Louisiana's public art industry. Our first major installation was in 2004 at Baton Rouge Community College. Since then, we've installed more than 260 works by over 100 artists in more than 30 facilities across the state and still counting. Aspire is our biggest project since 2017, and we're so excited to see it in person. So our office's role in this project is to oversee the entire art selection process, from determining what the university's vision for the project is, to drafting a call for artists, walking the selection committee through the process and then the contract to installation. We received 74 applications from artists in Louisiana and across the country for this project. The selection committee then narrowed the artists down to 3 finalists who came here in 2019 to walk campus and experience it for themselves. They returned 2 months later to present their proposals. And of the 3 proposals, Curtis Pittman's was the top choice by the selection committee, and Aspire was chosen to be the symbol for Louisiana Tech. The administration and selection committee were tremendous collaborators who worked well with the Percent for Art staff, our landscape architects, local contractors, and the artist team to bring this in on schedule. And during COVID, on schedule was a difficult task with material delays and cost rising and all those things. So they did an amazing job. So we'd like to thank the university for having a clear, consistent vision for what you wanted to accomplish with this project and for your collaboration with our office. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristin. Again, thank you for driving up today and being so engaged in this process. We're very fortunate to have that. You know, as she said, we dealt with a year of COVID, and a lot of things changed last year during COVID. And one of those things is that we did not have our normal faculty and staff convocation, which for as long as I remember, we always meet in Howard Auditorium at the beginning of the school year. So last year we did not have that. This year we did. We convened and invited everyone who wanted to attend to be a part of that. And as part of that, we asked Shayla Blake to provide some inspirational music to get us kicked off for the beginning. And she decided on her own to write a special piece that she played for our faculty and staff, and she called it Aspire. And it's a tribute to the endeavors of our students, faculty, and staff, and to the transformational power of higher education. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome Shayla Blake and her band. Oh, that's great, isn't it? Thanks to Shayla and our alumni band, many that came back from different generations to be here as a part of this day today. And I also want to thank Shayla's husband, Matt, for keeping that music running right. Thank you, Matt. I will share with you that we will be putting a sound system in that goes along with this plaza. And actually the lights, if you'll come in tonight, you'll see the lights that will play with different patterns. And Curtis Pittman, our artist, actually designs those lights to go at a certain pattern so it reflects the flooding of the, Lady of the Mist, or the fountain of the Lady of the Mist. But we will have Shayla's music going along with the lights at certain times. And I know that'll be very special when we get that in place. So thank you all. So another person that's been very important to the arts here on this campus and was heavily involved in this is Karl Puljak, the director of our School of Art and Architecture.
Good afternoon. I'd like to first share a statement from Curtis Pittman, who is the artist of Aspire. I thank the state of Louisiana and this university for the opportunity. Aspire is truly for the people of Louisiana Tech. My passion in art is dedicated towards improving the built environment for humanity. Its form is ingrained into the campus history, complements the surrounding context, and highlights the splendor that surrounds it. I had the honor to be a part of a committee that ultimately selected Mr. Pittman as the artist for the sculpture that you see here before you. As our committee convened, we all understood the unique responsibility and challenge before us. There were many discussions and debates of the rich traditions of our university, coupled with plans for continued growth and enrichment as a forward-looking and continually evolving campus community. Over our successive meetings, words such as collaboration, innovation, curiosity, communication, hope, and transformation became part of the vocabulary when attempting to describe the idea we were after. Trying to find the physical manifestation of this idea in the form of a sculpture, however, was quite another challenge. Through the excellent guidance of the Percent of the Arts program staff, we reviewed work of 34 artists representing the U.S. and abroad, from which we selected 3 finalists based on their body of past work and the potential for them to create something new for us. Each of these finalists was invited to Louisiana Tech, as you heard, to visit this site and to discuss our ideas. After this initial visit, they returned again to Ruston and presented their visions for our campus. Each proposal was thoughtful and well-conceived. While I can't account for all of my fellow committee members, Curtis Pittman's first proposal, he actually offered 3 variations, immediately resonated with me. In the discussions that followed, the committee immediately recognized the way his proposal respected the existing campus context with the axial alignment of the Lady of the Mist, Keeney Hall, and the new alley of trees of Keeney Circle. In the sculptural form, we appreciated the iconic clarity and the representation of something new and somewhat unfamiliar to our campus. It was simple yet complex. We saw the individual pieces of steel working together to create something greater than the sum of its consistent parts, which is a symbol perhaps of our own university community. Mr. Pittman led us to envision the sculpture in the surrounding plaza to become a special gathering place for students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends. His proposal captured the ideas we talked about in our initial meetings: innovation, curiosity, hope, and transformation. Curtis Pittman and the sculpture Aspire was our unanimous choice. Seeing it transform from an image on paper to a full-scale sculpture in its present location, we are now just beginning to see its impact and value. At Curtis's request, I had the opportunity to take several students from the School of Design Here, during the installation of the piece, he shared openly with our students about the challenging process of designing, fabricating, and assembling the work. The students enjoyed the discussion, reviewed the design drawings, and saw this work come alive before their eyes over the subsequent days. It was a very special experience, and I appreciate Mr. Pittman's willingness to talk with our students about his work and ideas. I'd like to conclude that the addition of Aspire, like all important public art on a university campus, significantly contributes to the vitality in the life of our community. Public art in a well-designed campus recognizes the simple fact that learning on a university campus takes place between the buildings and not just inside of them. Further, the creation of spaces like these offer encouragement to gather and to learn together in spaces that welcome. Public art, when it's at its very best, encourages curiosity, creativity, communication, confidence, innovation, and wonder. And perhaps most significantly here, public art becomes the physical manifestation and the permanent representations of our values and, yes, our aspirations. Now, I would like to introduce one of our outstanding Louisiana Tech students who will read the original poem, My Aspirations. Avery Miller is a junior double majoring in biology and nutrition. The Ville Platte native is president of the Poetry Society and has always brought her talent to writing poetry. Avery plans on attending medical school when she graduates from Tech.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to preface this by saying it is truly an honor to be here today. And I wrote something not only to encompass the beauty of the sculpture, but also to encompass the beauty of Louisiana Tech as a community. So my poem is titled My Aspirations. I aspire to attain excellence, knowledge, and hope. Each of Tech's tenets on my graduation ropes. I aspire to earn success, reach for the stars, 45 feet tall, this grand memoir. I aspire to create, use my imagination, innovate, collaborate, broaden my education. I aspire to unite, a community so strong, build a stable foundation where everyone belongs. O Tech, your pleasant walks, noble trees, and beautiful blue peaks all remind me, wherever my aspirations run free, I will ever loyal be. Thank you.
Beautiful poetry, Avery, and I know you're going to be a great medical doctor as well. And even a better one because you appreciate the poetry. So it's a special day, and as I look out across the crowd here all around, I see the diversity of the group, students and alumni, friends, community members, all ages, and it just reflects what this is all about. So I think it's very appropriate today. I'm glad to have you all here. So now I ask you to join us in singing our alma mater with Shayla Blake and Wei Shu Sai of the School of Music. And then afterwards, we'll have refreshments and fellowships here on this beautiful site. And I thank Railway Coffee and Aramark for providing us our refreshments today. So I hope you'll stay around and enjoy those and enjoy some time to visit and enjoy the sculpture here. So thank you all for being here today.